but make sure you call first. Make sure you call first, okay? I will not open the door. I will have ring, I'll be able to see who's knocking at my door, and I will choose not to open it. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly and this is Designed by Carly, where we discuss all things interior design as well as styling, decor, tips and tricks, DIYs, with a little bit of comedy sprinkled for good measure. Now before you ask, this is not McDonald's, okay? This video is not sponsored by McDonald's.
Me and the McDonald's people, we got this little misunderstanding. See, they're McDonald's. I'm McDowell's.
Anyway, getting on to today's topic of the video, which is going to be discussing some of the most iconic interiors of all time in TV, in my opinion. I've grown up with TV my whole life and I've noticed and taken note of some of the interiors, and some of them even inspired some of my design choices in interior design, and we're going to be ranking them. I'm going to be starting from the bottom and I'm going to be working my way up. And once again, anything I say in this video is my personal opinion. It is what I feel, what I believe. I've not been influenced by anyone else.
And this is what I feel. Some of the most iconic interiors of all time.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a big one. And in at number 10, we have The Simpsons and Family Guy. Now for me, when I was growing up, Simpsons was a big part of my childhood and was one of the first cartoons that I fell in love with. Then as I've gotten older, to watching Family Guy, because it was a little bit more mature and the jokes were hilarious and Stewie is amazing.
Hey! Shut up!
But when you look at the interiors, especially the living room on both shows, you cannot mistake one for The Simpsons and one for Family Guy. You could be shown an image of each of these two living rooms and you would instantly know what the shows are. The main characteristics of them both are the bright colours as well as the mismatching effect, and it does come across very cartoon-like in its simplicity. Especially with The Simpsons, there is one picture on the back wall that has been crooked for God knows how long, and it's become an iconic living room scene, to the point where Ikea have actually even recreated The Simpsons living room using some of their own products, which I find absolutely amazing. Family Guy has a little bit more of a modern living room where you actually have the staircase in the actual living room, whereas with The Simpsons has that classic 2 up 2 down. As soon as you open the front door, the staircase is right there in a traditional hallway. I like both interiors as they both have that iconic nature attached to them, but if I had to pick at this stage of my life which one, I would go for Family Guy. Some people say American Dad is better than Family Guy. It's not. Family Guy is way better than American Dad, but I love them both. The Simpsons and Family Guy just sets the foundation for what I'm going to go into next. And in at number 9 is Moesha. Now having Moesha on Netflix during the pandemic was so refreshing to watch, but made me realise that Moesha was rude when she was growing up. She was really rude. That she was my child, she would have got slapped a couple times because the attitude that she had was disgusting. But I digress. Going from the living room, now the living room did change from a couple early seasons going into some of the later seasons, but it still had that classic porch, front door, going into the living room and going into the kitchen, where the kitchen was the actual main hub, where Kim, Niecy and Hakeem, God rest his soul, would come in through the back door and the scene would start from there. But what I liked about the interior was that it had a very clear family room at the back of the house attached to the kitchen, whereas it had the formal living room in the very beginning of the house, where you actually lead up into the main stairs into all the bedrooms and the bathrooms and things like that. But when we shows a classic, it's classic growing up. I used to watch it on Nickelodeon when I was young, and I did pay attention to the interior and not just Moesha's braids. So in at number 8 is My Wife and Kids. Now I love this house and I felt like it was a bit more cohesive in terms of the rooms. Again, I loved their kitchen where it had the dining area as well as like a small seating area where you used to see Jay sit and do some paperwork or some admin. And also you had the back door, which actually felt like they were coming from a real garage where Junior was kicked out once he had his baby. But I felt the cohesion with the house. It felt like a real nice sized house. So assuming you got the master bedroom, you had Katie's bedroom, you had Claire's bedroom, you had June's bedroom. So a 4-bedroom house, very decent. But you come in the main front door, then you have the main living area going off to the stairs, going upstairs, and then you have the kitchen area, as well as the additional little seating area going to the garage. I loved the master bedroom. I love the size and the scale of the master bedroom. It's the master bedroom of dreams, where you actually had a balcony, then it had a lovely ensuite bathroom, and the bath that they had was absolutely huge. I loved their bathroom. Their bathroom was huge. But what I liked about the show is that you actually saw all parts of the house. You saw Katie's room, you saw Junior's room when it was upstairs, you saw Claire's room, and you also saw the garage. And I think that is added to something to make it feel a little bit more real. It didn't just feel like a set, even though I knew it was a set, but it felt a lot more cohesive, which I really, really liked.
Baby, because you're going to be able to get all of this all the time.
All of that, all the time?
All of this.
Right.
All the time.
Now, moving on completely from the typical sitcom that I watched back in the day, is at number 7 is Sex and the City. Now, this show in itself is iconic. The 4 ladies in there, all different characteristics, are completely iconic. But one of the biggest interiors that had the biggest attachment to singledom and single life was Carrie's apartment. Now, to have a brownstone in Manhattan in this day would cost millions. By the time she has her kind of 1-bedroom / studio apartment in the middle of Manhattan in a brownstone, very, very open plan and very circular design when you actually think about it. You'd come through the front door, then you go into this small kind of living area where she also had a desk where she used to do her writing. Then right off that, you'd have her bedroom. Then adjacent to that, you'd have her wardrobe, which is an open wardrobe, no doors whatsoever. And then you go straight into her bathroom, and then you come out right back towards the front door. Now, in between that living area and the front door was a small tiny kitchen, but she never ever used it because she was always going out to eat. But in terms of being iconic, the way it was actually designed was amazing. It flowed really nicely whenever she had someone over there. And also, as you move from the sitcom and you moved into when she had the movies, you can actually see there's actually a change. Once she got a little bit more money, you can see it was updated a little bit more, made a little bit more modern, painted, and you could see it a lot more when she was actually trying her wedding dress on in her wardrobe. I love Sex and the City. I think it is the epitome of New York kind of style, New York living, and I love the way the apartment, if I could have that apartment including the brownstone, I would give my left arm for that apartment. Now, one of my favorite shows growing up when I was younger is Sister Sister, which is at number 6. I loved that house. I thought it was such a nice house. And what I also loved when they got older was when they stopped sharing a bedroom and they moved into separate bedrooms, which reflected their personalities. Now, my favorite twin was Tia, so I loved her bedroom. I loved how behind the bed there was a Corsatina headboard, as it were, but it's like a Corsatina screen, kind of masquerade as a headboard, tall high chest of drawers, lovely photos on the wall, a bookshelf. I loved her decor. I wanted my bedroom to look like Tia's bedroom when I was growing up. When you had then you had Tamara, whose bedroom was just a little bit more chaotic, a little bit more unorganized, but still reflected her personality. And I love the fact that even though they were going off to college, they still shared that bedroom. Then the next generation of them sharing a room was when Lisa gave up her studio to then give Tia and Tamara their own space, but their own space with their own entrance. Now, I kill for that. I kill for that right now. But it was still their same styles, but amalgamated together in like a loft style apartment. It was really cool. I really loved that. But I think watching them grow and separate, even when they got boyfriends and they were acting different in college and all of that, I loved it. But especially I loved Tia's bedroom, and I think to me Tia's bedroom is iconic, well, for me, while I was growing up. On to number 5, which is one of my current faves, which is Modern Family. I love Modern Family. I don't know what it is. It's so witty. Mitch and Cam are my favorite characters, and don't even get me started on Gloria. I absolutely love that show.
I'm breaking the window!
Emergency assistance, this is Trina.
Well, we locked our baby in the car and people are judging us.
I swear to God, I'm gonna break it!
Do not break the window, you'll get glass on her.
Sir, please tell your wife to relax. Everything is going to be okay.
That's a man.
Really?
Don't worry, Lily! Lily, Daddy's coming for you!
Sir, we just sent the signal. The door should be unlocked now.
Check the door. Check the door.
It's not unlocked! Oh!
Okay.
That is amazing.
Now, for each family, each of their interiors are completely iconic. You You've got Jay and Gloria, where it kind of reflects how much money they got, and we all know Jay's got money. And I love that they have the modern exterior as well as the modern interior, open plan kitchen, dining, living, as well as outdoor pool and a barbecue and everything like that. And their house seems very, very real. It doesn't feel like a set to me at all, especially when you go upstairs into the other bedrooms and you have little Jay's bedroom and you have their master suite as well as their wardrobe. You get to see every crevice of their house. Mitch and Cam being my favorites. I love that they just have a regular apartment. However, they have dreams and goals to be able to purchase their apartment from upstairs. But as you enter, you're entering the downstairs apartment. You've got a very much open plan living, dining and kitchen space, and then you have Lily's bedroom as well as their master. You get to see in their bathroom. It feels very, very real to me. I love it. But the stars of the show are the Dunphys, where they have their normal house, as well as you get to see their basement, their kitchen, their dining, their living room. You get to see everywhere, and I absolutely love it. It's the same way I could guess their interior per family without them even being in the room. I absolutely love it. Now we're going into the top 4. Now, if you haven't watched Channel 4 TV in the daytime between the time of 8 a.m. and 10, then you wouldn't recognize who I'm about to mention at the number 4 spot, which is Frasier. I absolutely love Frasier. It will be Everybody Loves Raymond, then it goes straight into Frasier. I love it. Now, Frasier Crane's apartment is gorgeous. That is an apartment that I call designed. It is completely designed, from his copy of a Chanel sofa to his Ray and Charles Eames chair on the upper level right in front of the balcony, to all of his sculptures and his dad's chair, which he hated at first, but his dad's chair, which is even there in the front. I love it. Now, that apartment is completely open plan. You cannot get away from any corner of that apartment. You come in, you've got the WC on the left, then you have the open plan living room. Right next to that is the dining area. It even has a piano, and you even get to see there's corridors going down the back where it goes towards Daphne's bedroom, and then when you go towards the left it goes towards Marty and Frasier's bedroom. I love it. The kitchen is kind of hidden by these decorative shelving, which I absolutely love. It's just a great apartment, and whenever I watch any of these episodes, it just reminds me of my dad. My dad absolutely loved Frasier, and unfortunately I followed suit. So with Frasier in at number 4. Okay, in the top 3, now this is quite difficult, but this show had to make the top 3 because this person's house kind of started my bungalow obsession, which is Girlfriends. Now, Joan's house I absolutely love. I love how it's open plan but kind of separated at the same time, and everyone is always at Joan's house, so I hope at some point everyone is always at my house. But make sure you call first. Make sure you call first, okay? I will not open the door. I will have ring, I'll be able to see who's knocking at my door, and I will choose not to open it. But I loved Joan's apartment. Now, probably some people didn't notice that it was a bungalow, but when they show the outside shots of the property, you can clearly see that it is a bungalow, as well as once you come in, you've got the massive open plan living room, dining table adjacent to the breakfast bar, which then leads into the kitchen, and then you have her garage, and then you go around to the back with the bedrooms and the bathrooms. I love it. The set design of that house is just immaculate, even down to the styling. You can see there's turquoise accents within her apartment, and even some of her furniture is actually painted yellow. If you look really closely, it's painted yellow, but you can't really tell because it's not a bright yellow. It's very faded, but still very tasteful. But I love Joan's apartment, and her style matches the apartment style. So whoever styled her, I'm sure styled the apartment too. Girlfriends, number 3.
You're getting older. We're all getting older. Chicken skin.
Number 2 is iconic because you can never mistake it. Now, Ikea did as well mimic this apartment with some of their own products, and that is Monica's apartment from Friends. Now, when you actually look at it, it's all over the place. Nothing matches, nothing goes together. There's stuff everywhere, but it's neat stuff everywhere. But it feels very eclectic, her apartment. It's completely iconic. Even they have Friends Fest, where you have an opportunity to go into her apartment and sit down. You even have an opportunity to go and be in Central Perk and have a coffee. It's completely iconic. What I love about this apartment is what it represents and how close-knit their friendship group is, and regardless of how much crap they go through, they always manage to come back into Monica's apartment. Even after Monica Monica and Chandler get married. Joey goes off and does his thing. Ross and Rachel are doing their own thing. Phoebe is in her own universe. They always manage to come back to Monica's apartment, and I love it. So the fact that it's over is a bit sad, but the fact that it may be coming back and they may be doing a reunion is very, very promising. And of course, in at number 1 has to be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, this show actually only ran for 6 years, but it didn't feel like it. It felt like it was running for like 10-12 years. But I think because I've watched the episode so many times, that's why I feel like it's been on for so long. And what I noticed from probably season 1 to season 2, the living room in the Bel-Air mansion was completely different. It was much darker. It was decorated with much darker woods, darker light. It had a little bit more of an austere vibe, where it had the mahoganies and they had the record player and things like that. When they moved into season 2, it was lightened up a little bit more. The decor was a lot more brighter, a bit more open plan, and it stayed like that for the remainder of the season, which I absolutely love. And when you actually come into the Bel-Air mansion, you never see the front door. You only see it maybe once or twice, and when Jeffrey actually brings guests through, you just see him bring them through the corridor, and then they go straight into the living room, and then they go straight into the kitchen. Of course, it's a 90s decor, but because of what it represents, it's completely iconic. And when they did the reunion for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they actually held it in the same set, in the same living room. And I can't lie, I cried. When they started talking about Uncle Phil, I started bawling. I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's a massive part of my adulthood and me growing up, and for that reason, it is the #1 spot of most iconic TV decors of all time, in my opinion.
I'm stuck in a basement sitting on a tricycle, girl getting on my nerves. Going out of my mind, I thought she was fine, don't know if her body is hers.
So thank you so much for watching this video. If there are any iconic decors that I have missed, please tell me. If you grew up in the 90s like I did, you should know every single one of these. Thank you so much for getting to this part of the video. It means the world to me that you've managed to hang on and listen to me drone on about my favorite decors in TV. Please like, share and comment on this video. Please follow me on social media with all the links down below. Any suggestions for any other videos, I am open to them. I'm going to be sharing a lot more about coming shopping with me, a day in the life of an interior designer, as well as sharing some of my journey on becoming a first-time buyer. So if you're interested in that, and I hope that you are, please comment and share and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on the next video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Mwah!